Okay. So I am back. And I'm going to fix this incorrectly done. Okay. Spin it around. All right. So let's arrange these. So I'm going to tape these down just to give me something to work with in sizing here. So they don't move. Okay, so I now have my strand of 6x20 LEDs, and I've gotta go drop a pizza in the oven real quick. I'll be back in 2 shakes. Okay. I don't know if my power supply will reach this far. Actually, all I gotta do is move it. Okay, so all this is, someone was asking about it. This is a 750 watt power supply unit from one of my old gaming PCs. And what I've done is, eventually I'm going to create like a fancy benchtop power supply with a couple of fixed voltages and some other stuff, but I've got basically most of that right now with some variable voltage by using a buck converter. So this will step voltage down anywhere from 32 volts down to 0. I've got it hooked up to the 5 volt static right now so that I can be sure that it's not getting any more than 5 volts, but I can dynamically tune this voltage down to whatever I need it to be, and I can also limit current through there to make sure that I don't overdraw on these LEDs. So I'll use this just to kind of figure out how much amperage I'm pulling as I go, so I can get like a tuned regulated power supply specifically for this project. So I use this benchtop power supply for prototyping, and then I'll buy a power supply based on what the needs of the project are. So when I turn this on, what you'll see is the voltage and amperage of the circuit. So right now you can see that it's set at 5 volts, 5.5 volts. And when I hook it up to the circuit and starts drawing power, it'll show on the bottom how many amps it's pulling. So this is what I use to kind of safely power stuff, and it has a couple different kill switches. There's one back here, and I can turn the power supply off here too. And then I also have a kill switch on the rail back here, so I can shut power down for the entire station or individual components just with a quick kill switch. I'm somewhat of a beginner. I'd say I'm intermediate. So I just started kind of doing projects, but I've been collecting components and doing kind of studying from YouTube videos and electronics classes and stuff like that for a couple of years. So I have a little bit of a better idea of what I'm doing than maybe someone else who has just started getting their hands on some of this stuff. And I'm probably a little better equipped, but other than that, I'm still a beginner, so I'm trying to take every precaution that I can, figuring that nothing beats real-world experience, and I don't want to fry my ass. So, yeah, I've got a bunch of different ways to kill this. So what I want to do now is I'm going to wire that circuit back up, but instead of it being a single strip that we're going to test, I'm going to wire it up as an entire matrix. And so I've got some pre-existing code for that, and I will see if I can show you. Just going to get the circuit ready to go here real quick. So I'm going to do, let's see, This is the power rail. And we're going to go up here. Okay. So you should be able to see my screen here for what I'm about to program. So I have a basic matrix, and I have it basically just spitting out a green square that goes back and forth across. So all I got to do is change some variables here. So it's not 32 by 8, it's actually 20 by 6, and then I gotta change these 8s to 6s, and really that should do it. Verify this colors was not defined in this scope. Oh, I don't need this actually. Okay, so Neo Matrix top, and it's going to be Neo Matrix left. So our pixel is top left, and we are a row major matrix. That means that I have the matrix laid out in rows, so the data goes in rows instead of columns. So I'm going to change this to rows. And then progressive would mean that every row, the data goes the same direction. And we actually have ours so it zigzags like this. And that's because it makes it easier to do wiring. So all we need to do to make things work correctly is set it to zigzag. And we're using RGB. That should be good. Okay, so now let me plug in this Arduino. Okay, I got good connection here. I'll upload it. Probably can't see my code. Okay, so got it uploaded. And here we go, we're going to test this out. So got it into the Arduino over here, and I'm going to kick the power switch on, and when it goes, we should have a green square that goes pretty quickly across this matrix here. Hey, Now that's what I'm talking about. So I can put in a delay to slow it down. So I'm going to re-upload. And now you see it's going pretty slow. So I've got it set, I've got the delay set to 500, so you can just see the code there down here. Now, what I can do is make this dynamic. So this I can set up on a potentiometer. And make it so that you can control with potentiometer the scrolling speed here. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and re-upload the full speed. And we're good to go. Okay, so the next step is I'll get 2 more strands up top here that'll be bouncing back and forth. I gotta pull the pizza out of the oven real quick, so I'm gonna pause. Well, I'm not gonna pause, but you get the idea. I'll leave it like this. This will probably look better. Okay. Whoop. Knocked her over.